De Niro was interviewed.
Oh, yeah.
Fallon shows. Is Fallon premiering tonight?
Last night was the first show.
Last night was okay. He's on NBC taking over where Conan kind of who's taking over for Leno in June. And I heard De Niro's interview. I mean, there's so much you can't. What can you do with De Niro? I mean, he's just a tough guy to interview.
I think we pointed out, or you guys pointed out, or Jimmy pointed out.
Jesus,
well, I was giving you credit.
That's all right.
Something about a dress?
Yeah, something about a dress. That De Niro is just so effing lame when it comes to live interviews and obviously his acting choices these days.
You know what there is to point out and to talk to? If De Niro is on this show, I would like to ask questions about his movies, things that, I don't know, you're interested in. Like King of Comedy and actors doing comedy, like that movie Punchline. Actors having to do comedy. That's a hell of a step. It's a hard thing to do. I'd like to hear his take on something like that. Just some of his older movies, things like that. But no one asks him those things. They try to get him to be funny, and it just doesn't work.
I'm shaking my head, Ant, because you make a great point, but I think you could ask the best question ever, and you're still going to get nothing from this man.
Yeah?
I truly believe that, yes.
Pacino, remember when Brian Williams interviewed?
Yeah! Remember?
Yeah. They had me standing holding a lamp on the front yard. I don't even do a good Pacino, but it's so much fun.
Oh, believe me, you do a great one.
No, you do a great Al Pacino.
I can't stop going... even at home, I'll just go, yeah, that's good.
I can't. That was Jay Moore's impression.
Jay Moore's impression.
Little Jimmy's good.
Good. Yeah, that ice cream's good.
But Brian Williams couldn't get, Pacino was at least engaging.
The splicing of that interview, we played it on our show, was horrendous.
Terrible.
Which means they weren't getting anything from those guys, and they had to chop it together to make it sort of make sense.
I just asked him about old movies, Casino,
of course,
Scorsese. I would just ask him about that crap. Forget about anything he's done in the past 10 years. I wouldn't even mention it.
Right.
Maybe talk about Tribeca Film Festival a little bit. And how he came up with that and how 9/11 affected him personally because he makes a big thing about just like anything but trying to get a joke out of him. Stop with trying to make De Niro funny.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break. When we get back, De Niro on Jimmy Fallon's first show. Let's take a little peek at that.
I want to hear some of that. I didn't see. Did you see Fallon last night?
No.
I want to hear a little bit of the De Niro because, I don't care who the interview. Letterman's a great interviewer.
Yeah,
best probably.
And he got Dustin Hoffman. I mean, he at one point it got very interesting, but there's only so much even Letterman can do with Hoffman. Those great actors are they're terrible. Boring people.
I've explained why though. These interviewers
and nobody listens.
No one listens to me. And we don't get the big enough guests for me to try this out on.
No.
The interviewers are always trying to get this humorous side out of them. They're always trying to get a humorous anecdote out of these guys, and they don't have any.
No.
They're the most unfunny stories. So just ask interesting questions about their interesting movies.
Yeah.
That's all that you got to do. Sit De Niro down. I want to hear about the King of Comedy. I want to hear about Taxi Driver. I don't care that he said it 1,000 times. F you. You're on the show promoting some piece of crap because you haven't done anything decent in 10 years. So sit down and talk about Raging Bull.
Is that how you'd phrase it to De Niro?
Exactly. Okay, finally someone asked me a good question.
And he can't deliver a joke, that idiot.
It's terrible.
Two Jews walk into a bar. They own it. Good one, Bob. Next one.
He was better throwing his arms up and going, my name is Rupert Pupkin.
Would you call him Bob if you were interviewing him?
I call him Bob De Niro, yes, because then you seem like you know him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Bobby would be
Bobby's
perfect.
a good one. Who else was there? Bobby De Niro. Whenever someone says that, I want to punch them in the face.
I hate that. We get it. You know the guy.
It was
Shut up.
and the first time I ever realized that, my hatred of that, I know this guy so I could use a different name, was watching The Tonight Show. And someone was out, and it was some Vegas smarmy schmuck that was plugging some gig at the Sands. And he was like, yeah, last night we were out. Oh, it was so late, Johnny. I believe it was me, Chuck Heston. And when I heard Chuck Heston, I was like, wait, I want to hit this gentleman, and I think I was 6 years old.
Charlton.
The point of saying a name is to identify a person.
Yeah.
So if you're talking to someone else who calls him Chuck,
Yeah, right.
you say Chuck. But if you're talking to the nation,
The audience.
Yeah.
you say what his name is in the credits of his movies.
Yes.
You're only saying that so you can have people go, wow, he knows him as Chuck Heston.
If you're talking to the nation, it's Marty.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not Marty. Excuse me, I just messed up the whole bit. I hate when they do the Marty thing.
What, Marty Scorsese?
Yeah, sorry. But if you're, you don't say that if you're talking to the nation.
It doesn't bother me as much if Scorsese is talking about De Niro, and there are guys that literally aren't name dropping.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But when it's someone trying to be forced casual to prove their real relationship, that's
I bet
enraging.
even Scorsese says Robert.
Yeah.
You think so?
Robert?
Just out of respect for people.
Does he touch his arm and go, Bob?
All right, so it's an error in judgment. I didn't handle it well. I should have had the camera ready.
Robert says it when he... No, I don't know what I'm saying.
I love
No,
that.
Scorsese says Robert when he's talking about him in the third person.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you want to hear some Fallon?
Prove it.
Fallon started a show last night. He got the big De Niro interview, and people were saying it was really rough.
Yeah,
really rough. So let's take a little peek here.
I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for being my first guest. I really, really appreciate this.
Well, I'm honored.
Thank you. I know that you don't do many talk shows, and you're not a really a talkative person, really, to be honest. So what I did was I wrote some questions with one-word answers. I figured I'd ask you just to warm up the conversation a little bit, and maybe that'll help. So you cool with that? Okay. All right. That doesn't count as one, by the way. So, how are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, that's good.
2
He's okay. He's okay. That's good. I'll take that. Are you happy to be here?
I don't know yet.
Okay, good. I don't know yet. That's
But those aren't. Well, he's not even going with the bit. He's not even going with the bit.
How stupid are you?
He said one-word answer, so he's supposed to go yes, no, okay, whatever.
Good.
That's the bit. He can't even take direction in that way and go with the bit. What, Jimmy?
No, he's not. Like
So far,
you think he's not going with the bit on purpose?
Oh no! I mean, I just don't think he's being a dope, but I think so far it's good. At least it's entertaining. It's not a bad interview so far. At least he's getting laughs from the audience.
Right.
It's not
laughs.
But there's this is a problem a lot of people have in late night. They try to go, let's not do what everybody else does. Well, there's a reason why everybody else does.
Yeah.
Because it works.
Because it works?
Talks, have a conversation. So it's a funny bit to pitch. Like when he says it out loud, you go, oh, okay, here we go.
That's a good one. And then
I don't want to see it, though. No.
And he's getting laughs from the audience because it's De Niro up there. The audience is compelled to laugh at anything Robert De Niro does.
It hasn't. I'm saying it hasn't been. I think that the audience should be shot yet. So far, I'm enjoying it.
Are you happy to be here?
I don't know yet.
Okay, good. I don't know yet. That's 4. That's pretty good. I'm ahead. I'm ahead of the game. Do you live in New York?
Yes, I live in.
Perfect. This is so good. See how this is working?
Oh, boy.
He's getting a little desperate now.
He's going to listen to this tape, if he's on the air still, years from now, and get the chills that we got from being the happy to be there guys. All right. Oh, right. Calm down.
I got to say, by the way, this is funny. This is a true story. You sent me an email. I was emailing you over the weekend, letting you know different questions that I might ask you, and you said you asked me for more questions. And then I sent you another email with more questions to ask you, and then you said, "Can you give me some more questions?" And I sent you some more questions, and you said, and at the end of that, I said, "It's going to be very short. You don't have to worry about all these questions." You go, "Thank God, because the questions keep getting worse and worse." and then you said at the end of your email, you go, "I'll see you on Tuesday." Come on. And then you go, "Just kidding." And I thought that was, it was driving me crazy. I'm going nuts around my house. I'm very nervous. This is my first talk show.
Well, I was trying to make it easy for you.
And I appreciate it.
That's how. By the way, he didn't say that. He said, "I'll see you next Tuesday."
Yes, right.
That would be funny.
It was poor Fallon. It's like De Niro because it didn't. Like, legendarily, he's not a great interview.
Yeah,
and he's actually De Niro is so poor at relaying real life moments. He has to tell both of their parts
their
while
sides.
De Niro is there.
Well, De Niro's just going, yeah. He was doing that in the background, just, email. Help the guy out.
He hasn't actually let him into the conversation yet.
No.
He actually hasn't given him any.
De Niro hasn't contributed anything.
Fallon hasn't given him any opening. He's given him
really.
Jokey things that are actually meant to constrict, conversation.
Ask him something.
All right, let's try one more.
Ask him a question.
There's a lot more clips. I think we could do one more, and then we got to move on.
What?
Why?
What do I call you? Do I call you Bobby? Do I call you Robert De Niro? Mr. De Niro?
Oh, you can call me Bob.
Okay, perfect, Mr. De Niro.
He told him that.
We're in the studio. We're in New York City, which is your town, your city. Do you walk around? Do you walk around normal? Do you have to be in a car when you go out? I mean, do people bother you?
No, I don't get bothered too much.
You don't?
Do you want a straight answer? Or
Yeah. You can give me a straight answer. Yeah.
No, I don't get bothered that much.
Do you wear a disguise?
No.
A clown wig?
I wear some stuff. I just move around.
You just move around. That's good. So nobody yells. Say you're talking to me or anything to you or anything like that.
Sometimes, rarely, but sometimes, yeah.
Because I went to this I don't know, weird story. But
is this a podcast?
Well, it's.
I don't know what.
When he said, "Do you wear a disguise?" De Niro should have said, yes, at times I dress up like an actor who still does films worth seeing. No wonder nobody recognizes you. So do you have a pimp?
Oh, my God. This is good. Kevin from Connecticut. This interview is raging bull.
Sometimes, rarely, but sometimes, yeah.
Because I went to this I don't know, weird story, but it's a name dropping story. I went to a.
How long is it going to be?
It's not that long, I swear.
He's serious too.
Why is he setting up his own story? He's setting up his own story. Like he had a story about being recognized.
Yeah.
So he asks him a question. Do you ever have a tough time? Well, because here's what happened to me, Robert De Niro, who's the guest.
Here's my story.
I'm going to name drop instead of talking to a name who's sitting in front of my face.
Right there.
I think look, he's probably very nervous, like
Did
you
he
said.
just bail out of the interview?
It's not that he's nervous.
He's fleeing the interview. He's fleeing the interview.
Oh, he's fleeing the interview.
He's fleeing the interview.
I can't even say it.
Dude, he's nervous. He has an icon on the couch.
Yeah.
And the icon is just a terrible participant. Like even I saw Brian Williams talk to him, and he had Pacino next to him.
Yeah.
I stood up, he sat down. But he had Pacino there, like as kind of another guy who's on his level, and he couldn't.
No, I'm a lot lower than his level.
Unless I put on my wig.
Yeah. Wear my stilts. He's just walking on stilts.
But even a guy like they just, you can't get anything. You're right, King of Comedy, Raging Bull. I would love to just.
Well, it was Jimmy Fallon's first show, so they wanted to get him a huge star, but they picked the wrong guy because this guy's really tough to interview. And Fallon's nervous to begin with because he's just, he's taking over for Conan. That's a tough spot right there.
Like, I'm a notoriously cool under pressure interviewer, and I would be nervous too.
They think that
they should have got someone that's fun and very easy to talk to. That's a big name.
Right. They got De Niro because it's an SNL connection, I think. And
sure, of course.
So that's why they called him in. But yeah, I remember Conan's first show. I was writing on the show at the time, and it was, I think Tony Randall was on the first show.
Oh, my.
Who was not obviously marquee guest, but he's a hilarious. Yep. They had him in. We did test shows for like a week before going on the air, and he was on the first test show, and it was just a great interview. It made Conan look good.
Right. Yeah.
So Tony was picked because of that. He was a catalyst for
why wouldn't you then do that? Why would you give Jimmy Fallon probably the most notoriously hard interview ever
on your first night?
Yeah, first night.
It's just, it's a tough.
It's like, getting that one number. It's getting that one big number.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you want to start off running,
and also because you can't see Robert De Niro otherwise. He's very hard to find.
There's a reason for that.
That's why a lot of people.
I'm so stupid. I almost said no, he's not, but I really thought. Like that, I could see Louis' face. I'm an idiot.
But I went to this thing with Jack Nicholson. I went to a Yankee game with him, and as he was walking through, people just kept yelling to him, "Hey, Jack, you can't handle the truth." He's like, "That's right, I can't handle the truth." That's right. You can't handle it. So you handle it pretty well. So I was just wondering, you could probably handle that pretty well. You do? Yeah. Well, walk around. That's good. That's another one.
I didn't understand the question, but
yeah, there wasn't really a question there. I was just kind of stuttering and saying yes.
Wow, he is a wreck.
Yeah.
He is a wreck.
He's having a tough time right there.
Do you think Chevy Chase is watching this going, hey, is that what I look like? Oh, Christ.
Well, there's more, but...
I love it.
What?
You want to hear more?
I certainly do.
Please.
This is fantastic.
This is fabulous.
We've been teasing De Niro for years.
All right.
It is painful to listen to Jimmy Fallon, like, stumbling through this. I mean, I understand he's in a horrid position at this point.
That's really hard.
He did, fake interviews on SNL where he'd be doing the news and some character, I don't know, Tracy Morgan would come in as somebody.
He's probably interviewed Robert De Niro, somebody else playing Robert De Niro.
Right, yes.
Here's Robert De Niro's take on the economy and
exactly.
Horatio Sands or whoever. He's probably done that. And
just do that.
That would have been a funny first show, though. Bring out all the huge stars, but it's all the SNL characters playing the huge stars.
Playing the stars.
That's something everybody would have talked about today.
Totally.
And a great way to ease into this whole thing.
Or you have De Niro interviewed, and every time he gives a boring answer, you shock him electrically.
Yes,
you tase him.
Something. Snap him out of this horrible interview thing he's got.
You've done a lot for the city. You do the Tribeca Film Festival every year. It's going on its 8th year.
All right, applause break. It's something that people just,
Tribeca stands for Triangle Below Canal Street.
Yes.
That's what it stands for. So the Triangle Below Canal Street Film Festival is what you do. Mm-hmm. And what is it like? What do you get out of that? What is it? What are you supposed to do? What are people supposed to?
Well, people can go and they can go to TribecaFilmFestival.com and look up the films that are. It's from the.
Is there people buying films there, or like can the public go there? What is it for?
Everybody can go there. It's for everybody.
It's for the public.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's good. So we'll give out the website.
We have Festa.
He just gave out the
free
website.
Things going on all the time, and so that's the point to share with the community. And
it's a very cool thing.
Has he ever talked publicly before?
He might as well have asked him what he had for lunch.
Dude, that could have been one of the most uncomfortable exchanges I've ever heard between a host and a celebrity. That was painful. At one point, Louis C.K. is in studio. He slammed his hand into his forehead and just... It looked like you stopped breathing for a second.
Because you don't really have to explain Tribeca to anybody.
But you've been in this business.
The whole country's watching.
Yeah.
Triangle Below Canal. No one cares.
I'm glad Robert De Niro is here so that he can tell us what Tribeca is.
Yeah. What is it? What do people do to get there?
Dude.
Bubba De Niro, what do you do, Bubba?
Why isn't he asking him about any movie stuff?
De Niro's answer, once he got to that point, was, it's like, what is the Tribeca Film Festival? I've never been to it, and I could probably answer it better than Bob,
the founder of it.
It's like anything else. It's like, in Aspen, that friggin', it's a film festival.
But he was just rambling. He wouldn't say what it was. He was just,
the thing
you
that's
could go
hard,
to it.
I think
Go to the website.
Jimmy's in some pain there because you can tell when somebody, life is happening a lot faster for them than it is in real life. Because... De Niro says 3 words, and he goes, well, let's give out the website, because I'm going to kill myself.
De Niro gave out the website, said like 3 more words, and he goes, hey, we'll give out the website again. Yeah. Or we'll just give out the website. I'm gonna.
All right, one more clip. That's it, though.
That's it. No,
one more, and that's it.
I want to hear it all.
Nope.
Come on, it's great.
Nope. One more.
I got to be honest. Me and you, we have similar careers. And...
You mean over?
You were in a movie called Taxi Driver.
Yeah. He did Taxi. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
This fine?
Yeah. And I was in a movie called Taxi. And so what I thought I could do is, I would do an impression of you. What would I do with your movie Taxi Driver? I could throw in a couple lines and just show you what I would do. And then see what you do with my...
Hold on.
If I were you, I would probably do Taxi Driver. It'd be like, it's crazy. Can't believe driving this taxi. I got my blinker on, huh? I got a crazy haircut. Got a crazy haircut. It's pretty good. I got a crazy haircut. Hello. That's pretty good, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so
would
you do... Would you do an impression?
No, he's not going to do an impression.
Would you do an impression of me... Here's some lines from my movie, in case you didn't see my movie tonight.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'm in the movie. I drive a taxi. I'm Jimmy Fallon.
Thank you. That's good.
You're doing that voice?
That's ridiculous. We'll be right back.
That De Niro understands comedy.
Oh my God, I'm uncomfortable.
I can't. I don't know if I could finish the show. I'm so uncomfortable.
What's that? Sorry for the guy that had to keep putting on the applause sign for everybody.
Yeah,
to pump it up a little bit.
He's got PlayStation thumb from hitting that button. Ow! Why does my thumb hurt so much? Oh yeah. That's
I was trying to pump up this interview for everybody.
Oof.
All right, there you go. How did the show do last night? Did it get good reviews? Huh? We'll find out later.
Reviews or ratings?
I'd like to say to De Niro, how did you feel at the end of Righteous Kill when Pacino's big death line was, continued success?
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
How did you feel about that when you read it and then heard it, and we had to call each other Turk and Rooster?
Yeah.
Didn't you feel like a douche? Bob, go.
He'd probably be like,
I didn't
finally.
feel like a douche per se.
Yeah. Were your dumps bigger when you were fat during Raging Bull? Go, Bob. Did you ever accidentally punch Kathy Moriarty and did it feel good? Your turn.
It did.
Go.